earliest.
Yeah, this is how I do the live
I told you
lesson.
it wasn't.
So it's actually streaming live to YouTube right now.
Cool.
And then it's recorded so you can go back later.
Hi, YouTube.
Alright, so you two haven't been here. This is your first time here. And basically, we haven't really gone over too much. I don't know if you've been following along online on the Facebook group or not. That's okay if you haven't.
I second that statement.
Okay. But I can bring out the lessons like I did for her.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah. Actually, as a matter of fact, you might if I borrow those after the lesson. I'll just make a photocopy. It's a lot easier than printing them.
I tried some copy counters, I don't know if it's
Okay. That's a good start. Basically, we've gone over just the first three rows, the basic vowels, P line, and the S line. But then with each of those, we can add on a little hash mark, like two little, what we call 10-10s, where it just changes the pronunciation. So like S's become Z's, and K's become G's. So instead of ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, it becomes ga, gi, gu, ge, go. So technically you're learning two letters with two pronunciations of each of those letters. And not every single line is like that. So, but we'll go over those when we get to them. So, but yeah, let's see. I made some basic sentences here. So the very first line is all hiragana, first section. The second section is the English pronunciation, and then the third section is the actual translation. So I figured you'd appreciate number 4. Alright. So I guess just to start off, I'll say the sentence, I'll break it down, and then you just repeat it back in. And then that way you get some of the pronunciation going on. So, sumimasen.
Sumimasen.
Demo.
Demo.
Toire wa doko desu ka?
Doko desu ka?
So if you haven't guessed it, toire is toilet. Because that's close to the English word, because that's where it came from. So that and Australia are the only two things written in katakana. Because that's just the way they're written. They're borrowed words. Katakana means borrowed word. So anything that's not native Japanese. Okay. Number 2, genki.
Genki
Desu ka?
desu ka?
And literally that means like is health. So genki means health or liveliness, you know, and genki desu ka? How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah. The next one is literally help. Like, help. Tasukete.
I can remember that.
Yeah, that one, and got to add this one on here. But wakarimasen, it means.
I don't understand.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Exactly. So, right here, you come here.
I am read Australia. I just grabbed some paper and looked away. I read it as my name is Australia.
Someone had to do something.
Well, there's only ever one nation named after a single person. No longer even exists, Rhodesia.
Okay,
It's
then
now
the
split
blacks
into
on the end.
Zambia.
There we go.
That's going to be one of the biggest ego things ever in the country.
Okay, so here is
There's actually a
What's happening
influx of
now,
things called India.
usually when you see masen on the end, it's a negative. But again, that's not always the case. Just like with English, there are always exceptions. But that literally translates to I don't understand, I don't get it. So they'll say like, "Wakarimashita ka?" "Wakarimasen."
I have one pen. She got her pen to work. Everyone else is having quite the time.
Got it?
Two. So,
Okay, good. This one's better.
Oh, wait, oh, I got it. Oh, yes.
All right.
You had, top at the end that makes it a question, but
Correct. Yes. Ka makes it a question.
how do you spell it?
there it goes.
I don't understand. I don't get it. And when you add, when the sentence ends in yo instead of ka, that sort of makes it like an explanatory. It's almost like an exclamation point.
There's negative.
Yeah, that's what I mean, isn't it? And it's used sort of sparingly, but yeah.
That's a question for him, wasn't it? Or like a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it's sort of like a rhetorical question. Like, Atsui means hot, so you like, Atsui ne? Like, it's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a rhetorical question.
It's just sort of like, okay. So on to number 4. And I believe I put this in the Japanese folder.
On that page, how do I find it?
Just search Defiance College Japanese Language. Pretty straightforward. I want to keep it simple.
I know I'm trying to find it through other people's likes, but I found that some social networking skills are not going to be my resume.
My majority of schools with Facebook are literally, I can chat, and I can like things. Apart from that, I don't know what the heck to take you for.
And it's Candy Crush now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and someone in California tried to act like that. I'm dead.
So number 4. Osu Torario, or Toraria,
Osu Toraria
Kara
Kara
Kimashita.
Kimashita.
Yeah, it's sort of a mouthful. Osu Toraria. Toraria. Yeah.
Osu Toraria.
Mm-hmm.
I should totally start schooling. Osu Toraria.
And I'm from Australia. So you could say like Ohio Kara Kimashita. Or Defiance Kara Kimashita. So there's substitute word there. Correct. And then the next one, we know this on lesson 1. Watashi no namae
No, I.
wa Brandon desu. Right, yeah, so your name in the blank. And watashi no namae means like my name. Like watashi is I, and then no makes it like saying the next word is a possessive. So my instead of I turns the my name, namai. So actually pretty close to English there.
There's Orewa, which is either
Right. Yeah, orewa or boku for guys, or girls when they want to assert their authorities. And then this one I threw in here. It's sort of more of an advanced sentence, but it's moto yukuri,
もっとゆっくり
anashite
して
kurimasen,
くれませんか
and literally translates could you speak more slowly? So moto yukuri, more slowly, anashite, speak, and then kurimasen has like a light question. So like kurimasen just sort of like softens it up a little bit. So instead of like saying, can you speak more slowly? It's like, "Can you speak more slowly?" So it's almost like a please. And there's actually like 3 different levels of politeness you can use. There's like a really high form, which I honestly don't remember offhand. There's this one, and then there's another one. I forget which one is on the lowest end. It might be this one. So this one's like the most informal, but it's still polite.
What's the most polite one when you're like on your knees? Like,
That's like when you're talking to the President of the United States. Or someone really high up.
Your boss when you're asking for a loan.
Yeah, exactly. Or raise. Alright, so let's go over those one more time. We're going to break it up a little bit less now. So, sumimasen, demo,
すみません、でも、
chore wa doko desu?
それはどこですか
Next one. Genki desu ka?
元気ですか
Tasukete.
助けて。
Or, Otsuturaria kara kimashita.
オーストラリアから来ました。
Watashi no namae wa.
私の名前はジェイクです。And the one we get to write in, I guess. Okay.
That is a good one to know.
You say that in Spanish. I don't.
Es muy difícil en español.
You kind of just look and go, okay.
Or in Japanese, nani?
Yeah.
What?
Thoughts? Just go through all the languages around
Yeah. Another thing I sort of want to go over was Japanese hand gestures. This is something you sort of see sometimes in anime, but more so like in the live action in real life. Like when someone asks you, or when you ask someone to do something for you, and you think it's like a big trouble with them, or you're apologizing, and they go like this, it doesn't usually mean like you're smelling. It means like, no, it's no problem, or it can also mean, like, you usually tell by context, like, no, I can't do that, or something like
So
that.
it's like when it's okay, it's like, daijoubu, daijoubu.
Exactly. Or now, when they beckon you to come to them, it's never palm up. It's always palm down. So it's sort of like when you're trying to get something from you in the water, you know, you like sort of pull the water. It's sort of like that sort of hand motion. Let's see. Money is your forefinger and thumb together. So that means money. It does not mean okay. Well, you gotta be careful in some other cultures.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, was it Brazil that this is a thing?
Yes. I believe so. I could easily also be wrong, so.
I wonder if that even applies to when you're scuba diving. Because this is the universal thing for okay when you're scuba diving.
Yeah.
Yep. If you go like this, you're basically signaling people to go off.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Just say quickly, for God's sake.
Mega Shark is around.
Shark are pushing you.
Sharknado.
Second one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Make
The
more
first
money
one
off
just
of
became
what?
phenomenal.
So they said.
Magic.
If you're lucky,
Asylum, the film company that makes it Asylum, literally is extorting tax loopholes to make money for making
are
films.
they German?
Uwe, one of the directors of the
Yeah,
is.
that's what it is. It's because they're trying to build up a culture of art because the whole World War II thing happened, and trying to build a culture of art, so they make it.
Whole
so-
World War
yeah.
II thing.
So they put a bunch of tax breaks in for artists, and that includes movie producers. And you can exploit it and make it so that's what this guy does.
And he is also a director that if you don't like his work, he will challenge you to a boxing match. I kid you not.
I know.
That's impressive. You must be pretty confident in his skills.
He did show up and do stuff unaccepted.
Take one of those and pass it down.
Yeah, he does it.
Yeah.
Now, this you can use just for practice if you want, since I know you two haven't been here. But basically, I just made a basic match with the first 3 lines without the 10 pins. I didn't want to confuse you guys even more until it was in there.
I don't know if I'm really in the first correct. That's bad. I know.
And now you guys can use that chart if you'd like. But basically, what I'd like you guys to do this week is just go home and write down the first 3 hiragana as many times as you can. So, yeah, those first 3 lines, sorry. So the a, ka, and sa. Right.
I need to count.
That one's the thing, right?
Cool.
I remember it from my studies. They're not really what it is. They get it enough.
You like the lights on
That was kick.
First and second.
Okay.
It's like fish for fishes and sushi. And so now I'm pretty sure I put everything on here. Okay, yeah. Alright. I realized when I first put down out here, Ghana, I accidentally doubled up a few. So,
Okay, which one's missing?
see, that's the first one.
That's pretty good idea. Currently
Let's see how you did.
It really is easier to do it this way.
Not like I didn't have a cheat
recognize the characters, right?
Oh, so sad.
That would be the blank one.
I messed up copying somewhere else. That was I mean,
Always hate that when you
Well,
copy
proud of
someone.
you.
Always hate that when you copy someone. I'm like, you were wrong.
just like I miscopied. Couldn't cheat correctly. Terrible.
Something to say.
That's unfair.
Sure.
Good.
Just stabbing the table
I guess.
with this chopsticks.
Alright, you're ahead of me. We're going to go with chopsticks now. And we are going to be picking up Smarties.
Oh man.
I do not like
Hey, why do you
Smarties.
need your head and do M&M's, okay?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
These things are nauseous.
Sorry if you're watching this, Ellen. I stole your Smarties. Oh, yeah. Poor bastards.
Um, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you seem to be doing pretty well anyway. Let's see what you got.
You're just moving all.
I'm not actually a fan of Smarties, so it's just a moving the wall.
It worked.
Yeah, you think you all pretty much know how to use them anyway. So,
I don't know how I figured that. I had no one teach me how to use it. It was like this stuff the school hard knocks. How to use these things. Am I even holding these correctly?
Close enough.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much as long as they work. It's like, when I was in Japan, my host mom and host dad, like, they fought with each other over the correct way to use chopsticks. Like, he grew up one way, and she grew up the other, and of course hers was the right way. But they did both correct me on mine. So, pretty much, yeah.
It's like she turns away.
And somehow I was using my ring finger to hold that bottom chopstick instead of my middle finger.
That's what I
And like,
actually do that.
I was using both.
Yeah, see, that's what I do. I use my ring finger to hold it. That's always worked for me, so it's.
Apparently the most common way is use your middle finger and then use your top finger, and it sort of like goes along the top of the chopstick like that.
I can see how that would work.
And I guess that gives you more power because you have more surface area covered.
It's
I'm
moves
afraid of
around too
doing
much on you, though.
everything.
See it.
Yes.
It moves around.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
for those at home,
I'm gonna go with my way.
the middle finger and the thumb sort of push together and hold that one steady. And then you grab this one with your top two fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, and then you move your forefinger up and down. And that's how that works. Oh, I'm using that camera? Oh, yeah.
No, I want that
Oh, well.
one.
Chopsticks worth or it's fun. Get two people fighting over a single piece of food.
Super slow motion through the air.
Put on like some epic music.
Should have happened like slice of life one time.
That happened really well in Itch Joe with that.
I actually had some mochi I was going to bring, but I grabbed the wrong bag. I had some green tea and I believe some red beans.
You guys are welcome to have the sushi. I just want it like it's fried from cheese.
Nice.
I hear cheese has some.
It was really good.
I just want to see like.
What else going on out of that?
No, do you all usually go for sushi in one bite? Okay. My
Sorry,
Japanese
finger-
professor.
No!
Hey. No.
Victory!
I don't know how she did it. My Japanese professor, Kudai Sensei, she somehow was able to like bite her sushi in thirds and like slowly chew it while keeping it intact. I don't know. She must have had some secret
The
power.
one that have the shrimp on top, I would eat those in halves, but usually they end up falling into pieces. Like the shrimp falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens with me is whenever I try to put it in soy sauce, the soy sauce becomes half rice, half soy sauce. It basically makes like a barrier for the next bit of it.
Okay, I follow the family manners in America too.
Just remember, never stick your chopsticks in the rice and leave them there.
I don't do that anymore. So.
Why is that? And apparently you're never supposed to point at someone with your chopsticks.
Until they really do.
It's like pointing at someone with a knife, almost.
Well, I imagine it's rude, but
Me too.
I'm always fascinated to know why.
I challenge you to a duel.
Pretty much.
To start playing epic music. These two guys
It's just
duel
like you
something.
wonder how things got started, like things that are considered polite, like elbows on the tables, because some tables are pretty small. So if you put your elbows on the table, you're taking up everybody else's room and the room for the
It
So
could also,
that's pretty rude.
could also be because a lot of tables are very unstable. Just someone approach.
You understand?
Yeah.
I know the thing with, like, there's some cultures you don't put your hands below the table.
Because of like concealed weapons and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the reason the handshake of like wrist to wrist, check for concealed weapons too.
The reason you actually clink glasses in this case it was poison everyone. To get into
Yeah,
it.
and get in every glass.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We're supposed to be absolutely brutal when you cheers.
Smash and basically, yeah, if you're poisoning me, you're going down too.
Or just be like in, what was that movie, Princess Bride, where he made himself immune to the poison anyway.
That is the best movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any sushi? You want the last piece?
Oh no, go for it.
Someone else can do that.
I have hot rice
I
today,
ate
so-
before this.
I think I've had the most, so.
I cannot eat hot rice. It might be there. I feel like I'm having
I ate
I don't understand what it is.
half.
They're good.
5, 6, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll give it this little bit as well.
I cannot eat wasabi.
I got it.
That's like the
I
worst
like to
thing
gather
ever.
on and eat it.
I just can't eat it. But every time I get wasabi, the only thing I want to do is get it.
See, most people
Eradicate.
can't say
It is
so I
ghost
haven't
of
been
it.
talking, but I just love to have it.
I used to not like it, but I slowly
Yeah.
developed the tolerance.
It's kind of, yeah, that happened with me when I
It's
first
like
started sushi and
certain
like
kinds of
wasabi. I
wine.
hated ginger. Now,
Like, certain things in
I
general
literally
where you
find
just
it.
acquire taste like coffee.
Right.
I've always liked bland food. So wasabi and ginger.
When I was first told about wasabi, someone compared it to mustard. Bad comparison.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not bad.
I basically,
Same plant family, I think.
I may or may not have
But that's where
slathered a piece of
similarity
sushi
is.
in it. It was basically I made it green.
That might have been what they were trying to make.
Yeah. Knowing my dad, he probably was.
That's what happened to me, but somehow I must have had like the most bland wasabi ever because I had like a medicine cup full of it. And I feel like, oh yeah, eat this on its own. So I stuck it. I didn't feel anything.
How did you not die?
Maybe
I don't
it
know
was
how.
a numb.
Maybe. I was just in so much shock that.
Your body was like, what?
It was so spicy it went full circle.
But the first time I had good wasabi that actually had that, I remember comparing it to licking a 9-volt battery
Yeah.
because it sends that tingling down your mouth.
That's a very good comparison. Oh my god.
Right?
Basically learned to use chopsticks like this.
It just makes me think of my friend Garrett. He tried a ghost chili pepper once.
Oh my.
Oh, one
It
of
was so hot that he still doesn't know what it tastes like. All he'd had in his mouth was just the spice, not the actual flavor.
I'll just put it like this. I completed 2 challenges tonight when I did the Ghost Pepper Challenge.
I'm impressed.
After doing that, I then went to the gallon of milk.
Absolutely.
There we go. You definitely have more milk and use more of your fingers. That sounds like it should be obvious.
Yeah, I know we're not really doing too much tonight. But,
We got back from break. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We have to turn out.
that's sort of what I figured. Everyone's coming back and break. They don't want to learn a whole bunch of new stuff right away.
I'm sorry, but time is up.
Oh, okay.
Just fun.
I thought you said stop.
That's what most people think I'm saying. No. First time two of my teachers in high school heard me say it, heard me hiccup. They just looked at me like, excuse me? I'm sorry, that was a hiccup. Then, another one of my teachers realized, oh, that's a hiccup. And he turned around and just died. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but that was just the most cartoony noise I've ever heard. I'm just like, you're not sorry, you're laughing. So yeah, now we know about Lawrence hiccups. I'm sorry that we had to go down that train.
But all right.
So what is
Oh,
the
that
best?
is the best. You get the actual stick in
What
your
is
eyes.
the best way to learn a language? Let's say I have, totally hypothetical, 2 years to learn Japanese. Yeah.
It can be done. Have you ever heard of Benny, the Irish polyglot? Polyglot is basically like a speaker of many languages. Like he's speaking languages. It took him like 5 years to learn Spanish, and that was just the basic beginner Spanish. But then like he started this new method of like pretty much total immersion. Like he would go around his house and start speaking like, I'm going into this room, I'm doing this, and he would get like a Skype pen pal and start talking with them. And now he can learn, or he says that he can learn any language in 3 months. And I think about 6 months ago he started Japanese. And I didn't actually follow up on it, but I know like the first week he was already at my level, which I mean like that was after I taken 3 years of college Japanese. So I would check out his website.
I will have to. Because
Okay, I'm gonna need a link. to that,
it
too.
was not.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on the Japanese.
My goal is to go get my master's degree at Finley, and then in 2 years, maybe 2 years and some change, I want to go and do the JET program.
Oh, nice.
So that's the plan, and I want to go speak at least decent Japanese. I feel like that would help me in, not to mention having a test.
Yeah, it should definitely help. Now, when you're actually in the JET program, you can apply for different courses.
I'm sorry, the JET program?
Japanese Exchange Teacher, JET. And it's a program with 2 M's and an E. So basically, it's a program through the Japanese government. You apply to them, and then you go through a ridiculous interview process. You have to like go up to Detroit, have an interview there, and then
Does this apply in any country? Like I could do this from Australia?
Any
Or...
native English speaking.
Oh, good.
Cool.
I can actually do this
you should be able to.
because that actually might be interesting because I am absolutely addicted to Japanese culture, Japanese history, you name it.
You just gotta be, it's a very rigorous, very competitive process to get there.
I would be that guy that would show up like every day at the office.
I hear also it's easier to get in depending on where you have interviews too. Like
Right.
depending on where you go to interview, it's easier. It's kind of more or less people will try because they hire people based on like the interview area. So,
Megalopolis of Australia might work.
but,
I actually applied a few years ago, and so what they do is it's like a basic resume basically, and anyway, you mark down the 3 regions that you want to go to, and then your 3 cities in those regions that you would like to go to, and you may or may not go to them. Like I know one guy marked down Tokyo, he got it, but It was in a little island off of Tokyo that took 2 hours by ferry, and the ferry only left twice a day. So they say you have a better chance of actually getting into the jet program if you fly to a rural town.
Those are what I'm going to do. Is I would actually have to do that. City.
Right.
Say one thing for my international experiences. With all my charity work in Zambia, from what I've heard of other people who've gone through Zambia and stuff, who've done charity work in like Lusaka, which is a big city and stuff, I don't have as good an experience as I do. Just in the middle of heck of nowhere, surrounded by nothing but maize fields and lions, as far as the eye can see.
So it sounds like home minus the lines. The place lines is here.
Much less dangerous.
Lots of cornfields, but that's just most of Ohio.
Yeah, I have to admit, it is an absolute pain driving through Ohio. No offense to anyone.
Everything looks the same.
Yep. And
It's a real treat when you're driving through a wooded area.
Yeah.
Because there's actually things to look at.
it's like,
And turns in the road.
it's like that tree leans slightly to the left. It's not frigging corn. It's funny. When I went to Zambia last year, which is the first time I actually went, I'm going again this year. I just remember getting, off the airplane, thinking to myself, this is going to be a brand new experience. Can drive going all the way across this nation to get to where I need to go, and I won't see a single lick of corn. Not one damn stalk of them. This will be an entertaining drive. Getting on the bus heading out there, I said, what plant is that? Oh, those are the maize fields.
So is there any other topics anything we can be aware of? Don't point them and don't stick in this. Don't critique someone else's chopstick use. Probably a good one.
Right? Even though they'll critique yours, like, oh, you use chopsticks very well.
But they're like, oh my god, that was it.
So your revenge is, oh, you use a spoon really well.
Yeah. Hear that you're supposed to slurp noodles. That's supposed to be like a good thing. So I'm told.
All right.
Is this a myth? I don't.
It's sort of a myth, sort of not. So the only reason they really slurp them is because usually you eat noodles really hot, and that helps cool them down so you can eat them faster. And when you eat hot noodles like that, it's like saying to the chef, "Oh, this is really good," but it's not really necessary. Like if you do it too much, it's almost.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like telling someone they have good food, but then you don't stop telling them they have awesome food. Like, oh man, you're such a good cook. This is really good.
Okay, you need to stop.
I got relaxed. The potatoes are not that good.
Instant potatoes, come on.
And the garlic. I think if people come back, garlic salt.
You have raw garlic. You can clear a room. No one wants anyone near it. Cook that thing a little bit.
My friend's grandfather, I wouldn't believe him if I didn't see him do it. Crushes up half a clove of garlic in cereal. That's what he eats.
I love
Raw
garlic, but it's not that much.
Yeah, that's gross.
I've eaten raw garlic cloves of
That's why he's like
dairy,
90
but
though. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he's almost 90.
Garlic is
I
very,
needed to
very
know that.
healthy.
Yeah. Mosquitoes see me like a target.
Write that down in your notes.
Garlic.
Garlic.
I don't know how to say that. Look that up.
Probably garlic. Yeah.
Garlic. Garlic.
Sorry, I've seen you somewhere before. I don't know where.
Todd and MC's English community night thing.
Okay, that is probably
Yes.
where.
My friends back home, I'm not.
Because like
That's
I
where.
keep on looking
I've
at
been
you,
to a
and
lot
I
of
feel like
anime conventions, but I don't do it.
I only know
What
one.
conventions?
Send you
Like any around here, Yolicon, Anime Central, Colossicon, Mustard.
I've been to Colossicon.
Oh,
I've only been to the
I probably
anime.
saw you at Ohamon because I've been there every year. Yes, I have as well.
I will be
2008, because there was like
You will?
Blizzard.
Yeah, I'll be
Both
down
Blizzard
Mass.
and
Oh, very nice.
Really? That is
I
awesome.
had my friend swim with that. I get back down to
Well, if you need to borrow the games, I can.
Oh, I have
You wanted
football.
to, probably.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we were
It's
gonna
extremely pro-war. That's right.
Yeah, look for the obese Team Rocket crowd. That would be.
You really, are you going to seriously go to Team Rocket next year?
Yeah, I bought the hat.
You have to
Are
do
any
it.
of you guys going to anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next weekend? Yes. I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't
be
be,
what
but
I
I
have
have
an
an
avatar.
You should come.
Okay.
5:30 to
I
7:30.
tried to start an anime club when
I'm having problems with team members.
Yeah.
Like I'll have people come like in mass one semester, and then the next semester they're just gone. Like James here, he's my vice president. He's the
First semester, I very likely will not be able to make those meetings because the 5 month.
It ended up just being the anniversary for
Basically.
That's kind of what happened.
That's what it
for
was
us.
anyway.
I try to get like themes, like today we're gonna like next week we're gonna watch like classical space Odyssey anime. Like,
Captain Harlock.
Captain Harlock. And then we're going to watch Space Vanity and see how like elements are used in the more modern. Yeah, that will.
Are you going to Anime Marathon this weekend?
Yes.
Awesome.
I will be near the Mass Effect.
Okay. I'll have to let you down. Not in a bad way.
Left side
I was.
Oh.
I'm still trying to decide whether my
Maybe the pen, community is more.
I can't get it.
You can always go to Walmart, buy one of those little Pokemon dolls, throw that instead. It's like, what is it broken? Just make a quick move like,
So,
Yeah,
Throw it in the
well,
face.
that's weird.
Right,
Oh.
I'll get another
By
costume.
the way, it's Nin Niku.
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 I can say garlic in Japanese now. Today was not a total waste.
And I-
I'm kidding, it wasn't a waste at all.
This is going to be handy because I actually practice writing. That's going to be my biggest challenge, I feel, because I have very poor handwriting. You know, I have my whole family has problems with the joints, and that's like my wrist will seize up in no time. So it causes me
I
problems.
sympathize, I have the tunnel.
That's
I'm also
basically
an
what I-
artist, I draw a lot, so you think, looking at some of my artwork, hey, she has really good control of her hands, she can write really nice too, I bet. Nah, I can't even read my handwriting most of the
For
time.
me, it doesn't affect it if I'm typing. My wrist being stationary most of the time when I type, but it's fine. Right, I have to move it like that. That's what it is.
My carpal tunnel is really aggravated when I'm typing because my entire core just tenses, and that tension is what causes carpal tunnel. So, yeah.
I really wish I wasn't I really wish I could. Like, I'm just starting to do cool stuff. Like I took over Anime Club last year, and I mean I did. I just started this. All the cool people that I know, I like just met. It's kind of depressing.
I'm sorry for your loss. Where are you from?
From Antwerp.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
It's like 25 minutes away.
Okay. I'm from Central Ohio, like Columbus, so that's why I built
You
it.
can go to all the towns that are down.
Lucky,
Yes.
lucky you.
As long as I'm in town.
Yeah.
Like, I promise, likely won't be able to make it for the next 4 years. Not that.
Yeah, I haven't. The only con that gives me a marathon is the only one relatively close to that I've been able to go to.
I'm missing all my local cons, if that makes anyone
Lots
feel
of times
better.
usually it's from that, right?
It's just kind of hard. Like my favorite one.
My sister took me there for my 18th birthday. It's awesome.
I need to start getting more of those. I need to start
I don't even
getting
know
more involved in a lot of stuff.
That's my goal this year, to get like, involved in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's really good. I know we be very probably at a snail's pace, but
But one once a week.
yeah. Well, it helps. I mean,
My
I have,
last cosplay was Helting's Alexander Anderson.
believe it or not,
Perfect.
I have actually been
And putting
studying,
together
but it probably doesn't show very
Legends
well.
of the Twilight
Oh,
Princess.
man.
Armor is to get painted, but I recently got into papercraft and I found like a bunch of different patterns that I can resize so they're bigger, so I could make the helmet from that. So I'm like super excited.
Probably gonna pull together a lazy cosplay this year. I have a trench
Cosplay
coat.
cosplays are the best cosplay.
I have a trench coat and a fedora, and I want to be a member of the Pokemon International Series.
That's
And-
perfect.
But I need a life-size Pokeball, and I need some kind of badge to show that I'm a member of this police.
Now, have you checked Walmart for Pokemon?
Or Dollar General.
I have to look.
I would
It's probably find Dollar General, like a
That'd be
badge
awesome.
there.
But
And, like,
this Saturday, yeah.
Yep, that's good. And Walmart definitely should have some form of Pokeball.
I'm hoping I can find my open door. If not,
It's not like a paper crafty one. I do have a pattern for Pokeballs to make it open.
The big,
They're gonna be in black and white.
the big thing is the badge, and I might have to go out.
Fair enough. Then all I need is a paintbrush.
And Charlie.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really, really funny if he's gonna go to Team Rocket run, big wave run, you know, you can see him run across the car like, you, get back here. Take that.
You have to do that next week.
Yeah, we do need to do that next.
I will do my best to get in shape so we can actually have a good chase.
Now we're gonna have a legitimate chase, my friend. See people in the way.
There's going to someone else. There's gonna be someone else dressed as the villain. It's like, hi, me.
Take it.
Getting rich tomorrow. I have to walk out to Walmart to get myself at least something.
Got this by a team player,
First team is best team.
Probably end this.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
Go to
Probably
Aaron.
enjoyed
Aaron,
that.
Dirt nerds. Us.
That's the end of Nerd Talk 101. Thank you.